Every domestic cat, no matter how deeply integrated into human lives, runs a primal threat assessment constantly in the background. Speed of approach, vertical height, direct eye contact. The calculation happens faster than thought, and the output is almost always the same. Maintain distance. This is a legacy system inherited from Felis libica, the African wildcat, from which modern cats diverged. Genetically, their brains remain remarkably unchanged from their wild ancestors. In nature, cats occupy a fragile ecological niche. They are highly efficient solitary predators, but they are also small enough to be preyed upon by larger carnivores. Consequently, their survival strategy is built on hypervigilance. Coded deep within their biology is an ancient rule. When in doubt, treat the giant as a threat. Start with what being cornered or injured does to the feline body. The moment a cat loses its ability to escape, its physiology enters a state of hyperarousal with no real human equivalent. Cortisol and adrenaline saturate the bloodstream. The pupils undergo maximum dilation, a state known as mydriasis, allowing the eye to take in the widest possible field of light. The muscles lock, wound tight like a coiled spring. The heart rate spikes, sometimes doubling to over 250 beats per minute. But unlike social mammals, a cat's primary defense mechanism when injured is silence and concealment. Showing vulnerability or crying out invites predation. An injured cat will crawl into the deepest, darkest crevice it can find and remain motionless, masking its pain behind a wall of absolute stillness. When a human walks toward an injured or trapped cat, the cat does not read rescuer. Its nervous system is incapable of that translation. Instead, it reads the arrival of an apex predator at the worst possible moment. This is why the defensive reaction gets worse the closer you get. Hissing, spitting, growling, and frantic clawing are not acts of malice. They are the desperate, final stage defenses of an animal convinced it is fighting for its life. The closer the human hand gets, the more the cat's alarm system interprets proximity as the final phase of a hunt. And then, in some of these encounters, something shifts. The frantic motion stops. The rigid, locked body softens fractionally. The cat ceases its struggle and watches the human with a different kind of attention. The explanation researchers favor has to do with sensory pattern recognition. A predator closing in moves fast with aggression, closing distance in a direct line. A human trying to help moves differently, slowly, without sudden gestures, lowering their stature, producing no sounds that match anything in the feline threat catalog. The brain searches its entire library of threat signatures and comes back empty. With no recognized pattern to respond to, the crisis response stalls. The cat waits. During this suspension, specific communication and self-soothing behaviors emerge. In 2020, animal behavior scientists at the universities of Sussex and Portsmouth confirmed that the slow blink, a sequence of half-blinks followed by prolonged eye closure, acts as a powerful, non-threatening signal. In the feline world, a direct, unblinking stare is a challenge that can provoke a physical conflict. When humans mimic this slow blink, cats are significantly more likely to return the gesture and lower their defensive guard. At the same time, a distressed cat may begin to purr. Operating at a low frequency between 25 and 150 hertz, this purr is not a sign of happiness, but a biological self-soothing mechanism that reduces pain, lowers cortisol, and stimulates cellular repair. When the trap opens, the aftermath is quiet and highly tactile. A rescued cat, once safe, will often approach its caretaker and rub the side of its face against their hands or clothing. Cats possess specialized sebaceous glands around their mouth, chin, and temples. When they rub these areas, they deposit complex chemical markers called facial pheromones. By marking a human with these pheromones, the cat is physically updating its cognitive map. It is labeling the former threat as safe, integrating the human into its territory. While it lacks the emotional romance of human gratitude, it is an incredibly profound gesture for a solitary predator. Do cats know we are trying to help them? They do not understand the abstract concept of rescue, but they understand with exquisite precision the absence of threat. They read our micro movements, decode our sense, and analyze our vocal cadences. They recognize when the terrifying predator template fails to materialize, and in that space of uncertainty, they choose to trust.
Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.